Let's answer this question. What is the value of k in p of x equals x cubed plus 4x squared plus kx minus 3 when p of negative 2 is equal to 1? This means that when we substitute negative 2 to the polynomial x cubed plus 4x squared plus kx minus 3, we'll get 1 as a remainder. So we'll apply in here the remainder and the factor theorem. So let's substitute negative 2 to our polynomial. All x will become negative 2. That's negative 2 cubed plus 4 times negative 2 squared plus k times negative 2 minus 3. Then if you substitute negative 2 to the polynomial, we get 1 in here. So that's equal to 1. Then negative 2 cubed is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, which is negative 8. Negative 2 squared means negative 2 times negative 2, so that's 4 plus 4. K times negative 2 is negative 2k minus 3. To simplify the right side, 1 equals negative 8, 4 times 4 is 16, minus 2k minus 3. Let's simplify further. Negative 8 plus 16 is 8, minus 3 in here. That's 8 minus 3 is 5, minus 2k. We combine similar terms. We arrange our equation that's equal to 2k equals 5 minus 1. So let's simplify further. 2k is equal to 5 minus 1 is 4. Divide both sides by 2 to get the value of k. K is equal to 2. So which among the choices is the answer? That's C. What are the solutions, roots to the equation x cubed minus 4x squared plus x plus 6? So we know the value of our p and q in here. We know that p are the factors of our constant 6. Positive and negative 6, positive and negative 3, positive and negative 2, then positive and negative 1. Then your q is the leading coefficient, which is the invisible one there in x cubed. That's positive and negative 1. Then p over q's are all these values. So we choose among in here what are the possible roots. We already have the choices, so we don't have to undergo all of the steps in here. We just simply choose among the choices. Let's say by synthetic division, we choose negative 1 if it's a root. Then we get the coefficient of your polynomials. For the first one, we have 1, and then negative 4, 1, 6. We bring down the first number, that's 1, times 1 is negative 1, then you add negative 4 plus negative 1 is negative 5, multiply to negative 1 here, that's 5. Then you add that 6, 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. It gives us a remainder of 0, that means negative 1 is a root. So we cross out choice number A. I don't know. Yes, cross out choice number A because it has no negative 1. Now, let's try if 2 is a root. Okay, let's write down the coefficients. 1, negative 4, 1, 6 by synthetic division. Bring down the first number. 1 times 2 is 2. Add, that's negative 2. Multiply, it's negative 4. Then you add, that's negative 3. Multiply, negative 6. That's 0 remainder. Meaning 2 is a root. Okay, so we're left with letter B only. Now let's try if 3 is really a solution. 3 by synthetic division, write the coefficients. 1, negative 4, 1, 6. We bring down 1. 1 times 3 is 3. We add, it's negative 1. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Add, that's negative 2. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. So 3 is really a root. That means B is really the answer for this item. Which of the following is a factor of x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 6? We can either use the factor and the remainder theorem by substituting our x in here. For letter A, our x is negative 1. For letter B, our x is 1. For C, our x is negative 2. And for D, our x is 3. For negative 1, substituting all x with negative 1, that becomes negative 1 cubed plus 2 times negative 1 squared minus 5 times negative 1 minus 6. Negative 1 cubed is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2. Negative 5 times negative 1 is 5 minus 6. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So A is a factor. Now let's try if the others are also factors. Maybe there's more than one answer. If it is 1 in here, let's substitute x with 1. That becomes 1 cubed plus 2 times 1 squared minus 5 times 1 minus 6. 1 cubed is 1, 1 squared is 1 times 2 is 2. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5 minus 6. 1 plus 2 is 3 minus 5, negative 2 minus 6, negative 8. So B is not an answer. Let's try letter C. If negative 2 is a root, and if x plus 2 is a factor. Okay, so negative 2, substitute x with negative 2. That becomes negative 2 cubed plus 2 times negative 2 squared minus 5 times negative 2 minus 6. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8. Negative 2 squared, this one is 4 times 2 is 8. Negative 5 times negative 2 is 10 minus 6. So this is 0. 10 minus 6 is 4. Letter C is not a factor. Lastly, let's try letter D to make sure that A is only the answer in here. We substitute 3 to our x this time. Okay, we change our x with 3. So this becomes 3 cubed plus 2 times 3 squared minus 5 times 3 minus 6. 3 cubed, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Plus 2 times 3 squared is 3 times 3, 9. Negative 5 times 3 is negative 15 minus 6. Simplify 27. 2 times 9 is 18. Minus 15 minus 6. We add from left to right. 27 plus 18. That's equal to 45. Minus 15 is 30. Minus 6 is 24. So that means there's only one answer, which is x plus 1. Which of the following is not a factor of x cubed minus 2x squared minus 5x plus 6? So we simply apply the remainder or the factor theorem in here. Substitute all values of x in the choices to x in the given polynomial. For letter A, our x is 1. For letter B, our x is negative 1. For letter C, our x is negative 2. And for letter D, our x is 3. So if we substitute 1 to the polynomial, that becomes 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 5 times 1 plus 6. Let's simplify. That's 1 cubed. This is squared. 1 cubed is 1. 1 squared is 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5 plus 6. 1 minus 2 is negative 1 minus 5 is negative 6 plus 6 is 0. That means x minus 1 is a factor. We're looking for a not factor. Let's try letter B. So for letter B, we change all x with negative 1. Negative 1 cubed minus 2 times negative 1 squared minus 5 times negative 1 plus 6. Negative 1 cubed is negative 1. That's negative 1 squared. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 5 times negative 1 is 5 plus 6. That's negative 3 plus 5 is 2 plus 6 is 8. So meaning, x plus 1 is not a factor. So it's up to you if you'll try C and D in here to determine if they are not factors. What are the factors of x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 6? There are several solutions to this item, but I prefer to use the synthetic division. So for this, I'll substitute the first x in here, which is negative 1. By synthetic division, the coefficients are 1, 2, negative 5, negative 6. Then bring down the first item. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Then add, that's 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Add, negative 6 times negative 1 is 6, 0. Meaning, x plus 1 is a factor. So we cross out B and D because they don't have x plus 1 in among the factors that they have. So we're left with only two choices. That's how you answer test sometimes by deduction, deducing the options that are not included, that are not possible answers. Let's try with this. If x plus 2 is a factor, our value of x in here is negative 2. By synthetic division, we write all the coefficients of the polynomial 1, 2, negative 5, negative 6. We bring down the first number, 1 multiplied by negative 2, that's negative 2. Then that's 0. 0 times negative 2 is 0. That we add, that's negative 5, we multiply, that's 10. And it gives us a remainder of 4, meaning x plus 2 is not a factor. Let's try 2 in here. Our value of x is 2 there. So if that's the case, let's erase this one. Change the multiplier to positive 2. Okay. So the coefficients are 1, 2, negative 5, negative 6. Bring down the first number. 1 times 2 is 2. You add, that's 4. 4 times 2 is 8. You add, that's 3. 3 times 2 is positive 6. If it gives us a remainder of 0 in here, that means it's a factor. So you already crossed out A because x plus 2 is not a factor. We're only left with C. So it's up to you if you'll try x plus 3 as a factor.